ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the series. And now we're moving on to sport coats. We've looked at suits, we've looked at evening wear, and this is the first edition in the long-awaited sport coat series. So let's talk about sport coats. So sport coats are usually worn either casually or in some context as a substitute for suits in a business context. We all are aware of the casual Friday, where most folks let go of the tie or forego the tie and wear a jacket or a blazer with an open neck shirt. So there's so many different applications for the sport coat, but we're just going to focus more on the various types of sport coats on this series and where each would be appropriate. So what do we have on today? We have on a brown sport coat. Let's take a step back a little bit. So typically when I look at sport coats, I break them into two color categories, the blues and the browns. Just like in suits, with suits, you look at the primary colors tend to be blue and gray, and then other colors are secondary, brown, tan, taupe, beige, what have you. Whereas in sport coats, I tend to break them into two buckets, your blues and your browns. And then within those colors, those primary colors, then you can look at things like patterns, you can look at different hues of blue, different hues of brown, look at different types of texture, and so on and so forth. And you can play around within those buckets, the brown and the blue bucket, but just keep the background or sort of the primary background either brown or blue, and then you can go wild with your imagination as far as hue, texture, patterns go. So I think that's sort of a good ground rule to start with, and I think when you start with that, then you can sort of start building out, looking at different colors once your wardrobe gets quite expansive. But starting out, I usually recommend start with the blues and the browns, and then work with the different variations within blue and brown, and then you can expand. So on the back of that, what do we have on today? We have on a cashmere, sort of a wool cashmere blend, brown sport coat. It's brown, but it's got baby blue overchecks. If you come a bit closer, so you can see the fabric. It's a beautiful cashmere wool mix. This is a very old, it's a vintage VBC fabric. VBC meaning Vittorio Barberis Canonica, something like that. It's an Italian mill. This is a vintage fabric, which means it's no longer in production. It's about medium weight, not too heavy. Good for what you would call sort of a Mediterranean fall/early winter. So a bit out of season, but I'm just wearing this for the purposes of illustration. So it is a deep, nice chocolate brown, and it's got these blue overchecks, very, very subtle blue overchecks. And so from a distance, it appears brown. But on closer inspection, you can see the beautiful patterns. And I think that is the trick. When you're looking at either blues or browns, you want to keep the primary color dominant, and then you can play around with patterns and make sure they don't overpower the primary color. I'm not too much one for bold sport coats, but I like to play around with patterns, yet keeping it very simple and classic. So that's it. It's cut in a 2-button, very simple 2-button configuration, patch pockets. Very Neapolitan, nothing complex about it. 2-button, nice lapels, spalla camicia or spalla palloncino, which is a sort of the curtained shoulders. Again, denoting the casual nature of the jacket. The back. That's lying flat. Very nicely tailored, very comfortable, not tight. And that's about it for the coat. I have it gray trousers, meat gray trousers, which is the default pair of trousers for any odd jacket, most odd jackets. You know, there's a rule of thumb that if it doesn't work with a gray pair of trousers, meat gray pair of trousers, just move on. Any sport jacket or odd jacket, if you place it next to a meat gray pair of trousers and you just don't quite see it, then you just move on. It's not for you. Unless, of course, you have a very, very wide, very large wardrobe and you're just sort of looking to add one more color or one more, add novelty to your wardrobe. But if you're looking for the basics, you want to make sure that any sport coat pairs very well with a meat gray pair of trousers, either in flannel or in fresco or in wool or what have you. So that's it. I had it on with a meat gray pair of trousers, usually cut around my usual high waist pants. The shirt is a very sky blue, very light blue twill, very light twill. And then I have it on with a navy grenadine tie. Some call this the Italian background, meaning a light sky blue shirt and a navy grenadine tie. And I think it gets its bearings from the fact that Italians, who tend to be a bit more playful when it comes to patterns and colors with their jackets, typically use the combination of a sky blue shirt and a navy tie to essentially to ground the whole outfit. So if you don't know what to do, typically when you're faced with a bold jacket, your natural default should be to go for a light blue shirt and a navy tie. That's a combination that basically can absorb and ground any bold jacket or suit. So that's it for today. Shoes are a tan pair of wingtips. Wingtips, not Oxfords or Captos, because this is considered somewhat casual, so I'm going wingtips rather than Capto Oxfords. You can also do this with bluchers or loafers. So that's it for today, gentlemen. Thank you for watching, and I'll be bringing you more of the Sport Code series. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. And this is going to be an exciting fall season. We're going to be bringing you a whole new collection. Suits, jackets primarily, and other things. So looking forward to enjoying your audience for the rest of the season. Thank you and have a lovely day. Goodbye.
Come with me.